everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I thought I would do a tag because I haven't done one of those in forever. I wasn't tagged by anybody or anything, but I saw Heather from Bookables do it, and she mentioned that the original tag must have been taken down or something, so I don't really have that. But I will link Heather and her channel down below because she's a really cool booktuber and you should just check her out anyway. And so with that, I'm just going to get right into the tag. And the first prompt is, in fall the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. So I had a hard time thinking about one, but then I remembered this one. And this is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness, and it is the second book in the All Souls trilogy. And I can't really talk about the setting too much because I don't want to spoil anything, because it would spoil the end of the first book. But I do remember the vivid descriptions of how it smelled and things like that, and just the atmosphere of the time and things like that. And so I do remember that, and so I do think this one had a very vivid setting. So, and then the second one is, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that was beautifully written but also deals with the heavy topic of loss or grief. And I don't really read books like that, so I couldn't really remember anything. And so this is kind of a funny one, but it is something that I just recently read, and I wouldn't necessarily say it has a beautiful writing or anything. It was not beautiful and flowing and things like that, but it does cover loss and grief a little bit. And so I'm kind of hesitant in putting this one up here, but I'm going to mention Clowns in the Cornfield by Adam Cesar, because the main character in the story is dealing with the death of her mother, and so is her father and everything. So they moved to a new town to try to have a fresh start and everything like that. And it was the way that the mother died that is kind of heavy and everything. So that's why I chose to mention this one for that, because it's the only thing I could think of, because I just read it and I know that she's dealing with the loss of her mother. So there we go. Number 3 is, fall is back to school season. Share a non-fictional book that taught you something new. And I don't read nonfiction, and I can't even really remember the last nonfiction I ever read. It was probably years and years ago. It's just not something that I really care for that much. So I don't have an answer for that one. So number 4 is, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you would like to be a part of. And with that one, I'm going to go with one of my favorite cozy mystery series. This is the Tourist Trap mystery series, and this is the first one, The Guidebook to Murder by Lynn K. Hoon. And I really like the characters in this story, and I like Jill and her boyfriend Greg. I love her Aunt Jackie and her friend, who I think his name is Jane, and even Esmeralda, who is kind of kooky, and Toby, and all the ones that are in here. They're just a lot of fun, and I think it would be really fun to hang out with them. And number 5 is, the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. I also learned that I don't really have a lot of fall-colored spines. A lot of mine are you can tell behind me, black or dark. But here we go. I got some. It's the best I could do for fall-colored spines. Anyway, at least it reminds me of fall, kind of. So, there you go. Number 6. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. Oh, I just put that on the floor. That one was hard for me to figure out too, but then I remembered I just recently read this one. Girl Unframed by Deb Coletti. I wasn't a huge fan of this one. I think I actually gave it like 2 stars. But I did remember that it had a storytelling in it. The main character in the story is actually telling what happened during this time when she went to visit her mother, who was like a superstar, and she knew that things weren't going to go great. The reason I figured that she's the one telling the story is like kind of how it started. I had a bad feeling even before I left home, so she's telling this story about what happened. And YA contemporary, some people might like it. Just wasn't for me, but it's the only thing I could think of. And so the nights are getting darker. Share a dark and creepy read. Okay, I think I put that one on the floor. So the one I'm going to share for this is Hunter Chase Slash. And the reason I decided to use this one is because it mostly takes place in the dark. So, I mean, if you're going to have a dark and creepy read, I would think it would be, like this. This one is about a guy, I can't remember his name, Todd. It's about Todd who, it's been 5 years since it's 5 years ago, his girlfriend, or fiance, I think it is, Ashley, survived a horrible incident at a place, and she then commits suicide, and so he's having to deal with that. And so I guess this one has some loss in it too. My horror books, they have loss. Okay, and so he's dealing with that, and he finds a note that says that she had a video that she had taken of when she was there and everything, and so, but it's in that place. It was like it's a resort. Yeah, it was a resort. And it's, so he decides to see if some of his friends will go with him, and they go here to check it out. And while they're there, they meet the thing that she met, which is the Wraith. And yeah, typical slasher, but yeah, it's very much mostly like in the dark and everything, so it's very dark and creepy. The number 8 is The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short and heartwarming read that could warm up somebody on a cold and rainy day. I don't read a lot of short books. What I'm thinking they might call a short book here, like a novella or something like that. It's a very short read. So the one that I have for you, I'll have to put on here because the picture didn't show up very good on my Kindle. And that is 16 Lighthouse Lane by Debbie Macomber. And the reason I think this is a nice and heartwarming read is because it's one of my favorite Hey, no, stop that. Shh. Sorry about that. It's a short, well, it's not really short, but I mean, it's a sweet, heartwarming type of romance. I don't read a lot of contemporaries, but sometimes I like the small town contemporary reads, and that was what this one is. And it's got some of my favorite people, which actually could be for that other one about, spending some time with a fictional family and friends. This one has a really good friends dynamics in it and everything, and so I think it's just heartwarming and sweet, and everybody should read it. Number 9 is Fall Returns Every Year. Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon. Okay. For that one, I am going to go with one of my favorite historical mystery books series. This is the Veronica Speedwell series, and I absolutely love it, and I do believe, I don't reread a lot, but I think I could probably reread these. Right now there's currently, I think, 5 of them out, and I am trying to collect all of them that are kind of like in this edition, and that way I can reread them. I've got the first one, so I'm getting there. And yeah, I would love to get back into this with Veronica and Stoker and everybody that's in it, because it's just a lot of fun. I like historical mysteries, and this is probably my top one. If I'm going to have like a list of them, this would probably be number 1. So, number 10 is fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite reading accessory. And, well, I do a lot of my reading on my bed, so I'm just going to go with my blanket. It's so soft, and I love this blanket. I love the colors of this blanket, and it's got my dog hairs on it, so just don't pay any attention to that. But, yeah, it's my favorite, and I like it, so. And then number 11 is to spread the autumn appreciation and tag somebody. And so I know this is an old tag and probably a lot of people have done it. And so I don't know who's done it, who hasn't. So if you've never done it and you're watching this video, then tag. You're it. Go ahead and go do it if you want to. And so I hope you liked this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you all next time. Bye.